This is fucked up. I don't know why, but I'm just like stuttering and bumbling and fumbling over these words. So this is a reaction video for Power, season 1, episode 2. I think it's titled "Whoever He Is." So started off with Big Mama, which they've named the mother-in-law that when she doesn't necessarily fit that description or my what I consider to be a big mama. I feel like it's more of a southern thing. They haven't given too much background on these individuals. They're I'm assuming they're mostly from New York. I don't know if that's a New York thing or not, but no, I'm not going for that. Also, while it's on my mind, I want to talk about the first inconsistency, but actually I don't, because it's a bit touchy. For me, I just don't like talking about stuff like that. So now it's like, well, what is it? I'm not gonna talk about it. Don't know why I brought it up. So we're still following. I think I know the main characters. I guess he would be considered the main character. His name is Ghost. That's his nickname is Ghost. His real name is James. Look, I just have to go ahead and say it. There's a lot of sex scenes in here, and I feel like, coming from the last series or the series that I'm wrapping up right now to this series is, of course, it's. I hate to lean on the fact that it may be a cultural difference, but it's just horse of another color, two different things, apples and oranges. I mean, whatever. That's what it is. But it only took 2 episodes to grow on me. I'm actually enjoying this. I actually started enjoying this series quite faster than Breaking Bad, I have to say. But anyway, so in this episode we're dealing with the boss man, Ghost, his high school sweetheart, his wife, his personal chauffeur, and his right hand man. His right hand man, I mean, from the looks of it, it seems like this character is going to be nothing but trouble. And you're also dealing with a boss man. He's they're trying to build some type of playful relationship between these two guys, but at the same time, it seems like Ghost can't really control his second hand man. It seems like he's always at his head. He always wants to do something overly aggressive or aggressive in general, and Ghost is trying to, seems like, think his way out of these situations, but I don't even feel like he's doing that at the time. I feel like he's only, when something happens, I feel like his reaction to it is to make everybody comfortable. And I'm thinking in my head, like, but that's not how you run a successful anything. You can't just, in my opinion, of course, I haven't run anything. I haven't been in the street. I haven't been in the business since. I haven't run anything. I'm just saying it makes more sense to me if an individual would do what best does what's best for that particular business or that particular operation. It's a better way to put it. Now, if you're just appeasing everybody involved, they're going to be happy, but the operation may suffer. I see that much. And I know this is a fictional TV show, but I think I've said this numerous times. I'm going to take what I've learned and the way I feel at that particular moment about real life and apply it towards the fictional show that I'm watching. Now, I'm not saying that I'm living in that world, but that's a plus if the actors in the setting can make me feel like I'm living in the world. That's always a plus. Or even a bystander, but still living in their world, just walking by. Oh, that's crazy. So they're dealing with a courier or something like that. Got her face scratched. He wanted right hand man wanted to kill her, but Ghost, nah, don't kill her. Oh yeah, oh god, and these seeds of infidelity are spreading everywhere. I just wanted to say that, seeds of infidelity. But yeah, so oh boy, his wife, who they have like 3 kids with, she's still feeling underappreciated. But I feel like that character so far, as she thinks she's as much as in control. She thinks she's as much as she thinks she's. I'm gonna get this out. Just work with me. Just hold on. I'm gonna get this out. She thinks she is just as important as Ghost, or she has just as much control as him, when that is not the case. If she comes in there hooping and hollering and trying to get people to do stuff, they might not listen. Well, I believe they won't listen. But so far, we've only been introduced to the right-hand man. We haven't seen everybody down the pipeline, which I'm glad, because they introduced us to so many characters in the first episode, and now they're running with the current amount that they've introduced. But like I said, I've actually grown a little bit. I've actually grown. It was easier for me to grow fond or to be hooked to this particular series than the last one. That's all I'm saying. So, where was I at? Oh yeah, I want to talk about Ghost. Everything pretty much revolves around Ghost, which is good. So, his high school sweetheart has come back into his life, and he's like falling in love all over again. Those feelings are rekindling. Now, they're reminiscing and doing stuff as far as nostalgia is concerned. And, his wife is definitely stepping out and wants to creep. Is that wrong, though? If he's having feelings of creeping, why is it wrong that she's creeping? As long as nobody gets mad, I mean, they're both walking that thin line right now. I'm assuming it's going to happen most likely in the next episode, or most likely something's going to happen in the next episode. I'm trying to think what else happened in this episode. Oh, they're still dealing with that issue from the first episode where somebody robbed one of their couriers. I think they're getting to the end of that too. What else was in this episode? Talked about the infidelity. I talked about the amount of sex. No, I just want to touch on the sex again. So, I think I may be in shock because of the amount that was put out there in the last. I keep going back to this, but to the last series I was watching. That's gonna be the last time I bring it up. But I still think there's a fine line. Now, if every other scene, it's not every other scene. If the majority of the scenes involve that, it's like at a certain point, it's just like, is this softcore Skinemax stuff? I know that's an old reference, but is it that, or is this supposed to be entertaining? Because all I'm seeing right now is booty cheeks. Just saying. There's a certain amount that's usable, but I mean, I guess it only speaks to the audience. And another thing, you can't skip the intro. Now, I know people are like, "What's a good intro?" It is a good intro, but hear me out. If you have access to the complete series and you're watching these episodes fairly frequently, you don't want to listen to the intro over and over and over again, and especially if they play the intro at the beginning and it's the outro. And their use of music in this series so far, it's overly saturated. I mean, if somebody is walking on the street after a scene where there was music, there's music on that scene. If somebody is taking a piss, there's music. If somebody is reading a book, there's music. I mean, the amount of sex and music they're the same for me. They need to be toned down just a little bit. Like, so for instance, just gonna throw a number out there. I didn't count. If there's 10 sex scenes and there's 10 scenes with music, cut it down to 4 or 5. I know that's a drastic drop from 10, but you don't need 10, in my opinion. So now I'm finna watch another episode. See what I can get out of it.